Hi guys, Rumble Soups here, back again. This time we're doing another news update video. This one is about all the balance changes, all the changes in general that are coming in the next update, especially since it is the EU launch date, which is August 10th. Super excited. So it is tomorrow that all these changes are taking effect. But we do have, first of all, some mechanical changes as far as the battlefield, meaning the map. So I think it seems like we're going to be getting a lot of changes as far as some objectives in the map being really, really cool. I think we kind of already saw that already in some of my videos where we had to kill an owl in the river instead of a turtle, and the owl gave vision. So I think that's coming into the map. So that'll be cool. We also have some draft mode coming as well, and a bunch of hero balance changes that were desperately needed, and, you know, also bringing up the weaker heroes up to par. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into it. We do have, first of all, hero balance changes. So Lubu, basically they made his Red Stallion's cooldown a little bit lower. They also made it to where he can go through obstacles now a lot more effectively. And also they just made it feel a little bit more intuitive and more fluid. Dao Chan, what they did is they took her Chilling Frost ability, her first ability, and they made it a little bit more effective as far as control. So the root effect, the chill effect, what do you want to call it, the frozen effect, is a lot better. And it says the root effect triggered by the marks will prevent enemies from running away. So she's a little bit better as far as control. Damage is the same, control's a little bit heavier. Ormar, what they did is they said they took his first ability and reduced the cast time and provided an overall smoother gameplay experience using that ability. So you can use Unstoppable, which is his first ability, a little bit more often, and it feels smoother, more intuitive. Wukong, this is definitely one that's been needed. They reduced his damage. Well, they kind of changed the ratio. So what they did is they made it to where his base damage is higher, but the effectiveness of items is far lower. So it used to be a 1.4 attack damage ratio, and they brought it down to 1.0. So 0.4 attack damage ratio is now down by quite a bit. So that's a lot of difference as far as item effectiveness. His base damage is higher, but late game scaling isn't as high. So that's kind of what it means. Butterfly is the same situation. Her Whirlwind, which is her first ability, and her ultimate Backstab, they increase the base damage, but the effectiveness of items is not as high. So they're taking a lot of these bursty heroes that can stack on a ton of attack damage items that made them super strong as far as burst, and they upped the base damage on the abilities, but they substantially reduced the damage that items have on those abilities. So it actually is a really, really good change. I like that change for assassins. It makes them have to work a little bit harder to get those kills, while not making them completely irrelevant. Batman, he was changed to where it says ganking ability has been improved by reducing his ultimate's cooldown, while the experience of using his second ability has been improved. So Batarang being the second ability, that overall experience has been improved. They increased the width of it. The flying speed has been increased as well. And then again, his ultimate, Dark Knight, they reduced the cooldown so you can be a little bit more stealthy more often. Tara, another one that needed a nerf. The slowdown effect of her first ability has been reduced in its early to mid stages. So her first ability, Colossus Smash, used to have a straight percent slow, which was 60% across the board. Meaning every level, it was always 60% slow. Well, now it's lower in the beginning of the game. So early game, she doesn't have a strong slow, but late game, she regains that 60% slow if you keep leveling up the ability. So it requires like more late game scaling rather than early game. She's a little bit weaker early game, but the same late game, which is good. I like that. Yorn, the damage from his ultimate has been increased, which should help Yorn take out his opponents in conjunction with using his ultimate. That's a good one. I like his ultimate because it's a global snipe, but it's hard to hit. But when it actually hits, it feels like it was okay, but it wasn't impactful. It wasn't like, oh man, he hit that and killed him. It's like, oh, he hit it, but it was almost irrelevant. Well, they're increasing the damage a bit, so that way it's a little bit more relevant and it feels a little bit more impactful. So when you land those really hard global skill shots, it feels more satisfying. They also changed Gilder, so the cooldown on his second ability has been appropriately reduced. So his second ability can be used more often, so he can play a little bit more aggressively. His first ability also has a new mechanic, so the next normal attack after using his ability will trigger a Midas Touch, which I don't play Gilder a lot, so I'm not entirely sure what Midas Touch is, but he gets that effect when he uses that first ability now. Extravagant also had its, the second ability had its cooldown reduced as mentioned before. Malik was never really used. Well, primarily because a lot of people don't have him, but if you do, he still wasn't used because he wasn't as really that strong. So what they did is they actually buffed him up as far as, you know, shielding that he provides for himself. So his second ability, Soul Eater, now has a higher shield value. The barrier to receive when using it is a little bit higher, and it has a higher attack damage ratio. So that's pretty cool. Makes him a little bit more relevant. Cricknack. Don't touch my Cricknack, please. Damn it. Accurate usage of Cricknack's second ability will keep him surviving even longer in the middle of battle. Alright. Cool. So what it is Horde Rush, his second ability, which is his dashing ability. HP regeneration for every hero hit, which is 100 plus 0.2 AD at all levels. Increases according to the ability's level. So the higher level it is, the better it is. That's pretty cool. Is that a new mechanic, or is that something that's always kind of been? Oh no, okay, so it was always there, but the effectiveness has been substantially increased the more you level it up. Slims, his flying spear can now deal up to double damage to enemies. Whoa, okay, so new mechanic. So he's a lot like that chick in League of Legends with the spear. Her name escapes me. I'm sorry, but she transforms into a cat too. Nidalee. So his flying spear is very similar. So damage increases with distance flown up to a maximum of 200%. So if you get hit by that from a long distance shot, that's gonna hurt. Damage type has been changed from magic damage to physical damage. That's good too. So that's gonna be pretty substantial for Slims. That's gonna be a really good ability. Murad, he's been adjusted slightly for further balance. So he's already getting a nerf. Basic HP is a little bit lower. HP growth is a little bit lower. Base armor is a little bit higher, so there's that. And armor growth is a little higher. So he loses base health and base health growth, but he gains in some armor. The Zuka, he's been a change as well. His first ability's cooldown time has been increased while lowering its base damage in order to reduce its power for early game landing and solo killing capabilities. So it's not as strong, but you can use it more often. Chognar reduces the magic bonus on Chognar's first ability and second abilities to better suit his support role. So he used to be played as like a secondary mage even. He can be pretty aggressive, and they kind of reduced that aspect to him and making him more of a support role. So his ratios have dropped a little bit, not a whole lot, but the base damages looks like they have they look the same. So they slightly adjusted the ratios. Not a lot, but enough to where, you know, it's not as strong and it could have some sort of relevance late game. Then Preda. So they reduced the additional movement speed effect from Preda's ultimate. Okay. So Preda actually got a slight nerf, I guess. So movement speed increase was 25%, but now it's 15%. That's whatever. Xanis has been further improved to increase his ability, or both his abilities to harass and survivability. So his first ability, cooldown time, is actually down by like 3 seconds at the early game, and then it kind of goes back to what it originally was. His Dragon's Wrath, so his ultimate knockback time is increased by 0.3. Evasion effect is 20% instead of 15. So he's a little bit better. Not substantially, but a little bit. Zephys, both the base damage, bonus damage, and the HP regeneration of Zephys' second ability has been increased. So that's definitely going to be cool because it makes it a little bit more sturdy as far as, you know, laning phase and such. Because that ability, while it did heal, it didn't heal significantly. But yeah, the damage and the HP regeneration is going to be huge. And see, damage is up by like 15 at the early game, and yeah, 15 across the board. Plus a higher AD ratio. Okay. The heal is up by 7 across the board. Yeah. And then the ratio is by 0.02. So that's not substantially more, but it definitely is going to be seen that it's going to be a little bit more effective. Crixie's passive and ultimate have both been improved, increasing her ability to move around in the battlefield, or around the battlefield, and position herself properly for an effective ultimate. So her movement speed for her passive is increased by 5%. Moonfall's damage has been increased for base damage. Ratio is still the same. Valheim, we anticipate better results from Valheim with his enhanced mobility granted by his improved passive. So his passive has been changed to where it's now a little bit faster for the movement speed. It went from 8% to now 10% movement speed for his passive. Interesting. These are a lot of changes. Oh my god, I'm going to be here for a while. Mobile Bastion Toro, so he has some changes too. So Bull Rush. It says mana cost has been reduced. So he's a little bit more effective early game. Late game is a little bit more expensive, but not a lot. It's not going to be that big of a deal. So early game, he's just a little bit better as far as mana cost effectiveness. And with also his battle cry. Mina, a shortened cooldown time and reduced mana cost of Mina's first ability and second abilities will help her with her early game presence. So they reduce the cooldowns and the mana cost of her abilities, making her a little bit more active in a battle early game. Interesting. Ignis, so while he was a little bit weaker in the early game, late game he was pretty strong, but I guess they're increasing some of his damage. There's been a slight increase in damage dealt by Rain of Fire, which is like, you know, the second ability, as well as the duration of the slowdown effect. Okay, that's cool. So he has a little bit more control and a little bit more damage with that B ability. Cool. And it has a shorter cooldown. Not a lot, like by 1 second. Not a lot, but it's enough. The slowdown is to 30%. Okay. Bug fixes. So that was all the balance changes, guys. So now we're going into bug fixes, which I guess there was a bug with Scud's second ability that wouldn't increase. So that's fixed, which is cool because Nox was doing, he was wrecking with Scud, but now Scud's not bugged anymore, so he's gonna be even stronger. Fixed the bug when across second normal attack after using as a second ability, Descent when it would get slowed down. Okay. Fixed a graphical bug with Crash that occurred only under certain conditions. That's nothing substantial. Adjusted the ability display for all heroes so that the effects shown will now correctly match up with their actual ranges. All right, and then so they adjusted the circular rectangle to where you know how far your ability hits. Adjusted the Arcana recommendations for several heroes. Oh man. Oh, whoo! Orb of Magi got a buff. Yes! Orb of Magi now has a little bit higher health every 30 seconds, so it's a little bit sturdier. That's cool. Leviathan, which is a jungle item, damage per second caused to nearby enemies is increased by from 60 to 90. That's cool. So jungling with Leviathan, it's gonna be a lot better. Amulet of Longevity, HP has been reduced. Also, max HP has been increased though. Wait, what? Max HP increased by from 12% to 10%. I think that means to say decreased. So, Amulet of Longevity got a nerf. Not a lot, but enough. Medallion of Troy. Shield is actually... The shielding is cooldown has been increased. And then the actual absorption of it has also been decreased. Oh, okay. I don't really like that as much. I guess it's for tanks, really, anyways. So, that's not a big deal. Fafnir's Talon. Attack speed has been reduced, but it has a new effect, which is Lifesteal. So, we have another Lifesteal item now. Fafnir's Talon. Alright. Death Sickle, the price has been increased, but the duration for the intervention for range has been brought up to the same as the melee, which is 1 second. Hermes Select, price is down. Oh, dang. So they got rid of the unique passive, which is plus 35% resistance. And now it goes into increased movement speed after exiting battle, 45 to 60. So Hermes Select, which properly now represents its name, I guess, gives increased movement speed. It doesn't no longer has resistance, so we're not going to be getting Hermes Select anymore, which is unfortunate because my guide video has that saying it's the best item. So then we have Gilded Greaves. So that's the one that actually becomes the previous Hermes Select. So 35% resistance. And then remove the unique passive, which is magic damage taken by 10% reduced. Enchanted Kicks, price has been increased. Added unique passive, which is plus 75 magic pierce. Removed attribute, plus 40 magic power. Removed unique passive. Okay, so it just gives you magic pierce. War Boots, they just decreased the price. Loki's Curse. So, Loki's Curse, new effect, plus 400 max HP. Removed attribute, which was plus 25 mana regeneration every 5 seconds. So you can't really use Loki's Curse for mana efficiency, but you definitely have the ability to use it for max HP. I don't even use Loki's Curse like at all. Like, I'm curious to know like what does that entail. I want to see if I can open this up real quick while we're reading this. I'm actually very curious to know what are the other effects of Loki's Curse. Unique passive, it says, oh, here we are. It's right here. Seek and Destroy. So new effect. So plus 30 maximum mana every monster killed. Effect will stack up to 15 times. That's cool. That is cool. Recommended equipment adjusted. So we have adjusted our equipment recommendations for certain heroes. Murad, Valheim, Scud, Tara, Nekroth, Phoenix, Zuka, and more to do to equipment changes. So that we're not going to really read. Battlefield changes, though, we are going to read. Oh, hold up. I'm already at that page where I want to kind of see the item here. So Loki's Curse, which is a jungling item, I kind of already knew that. So yeah, so you have better mana sustainability. So they're trying to say potentially bringing the mage. So like Razgo and Assassin might be good with that potentially. I don't know. But anyways, battlefield changes. The Fortune Cura in the waterway in Antares battlefield has been removed and replaced by the Seagull. You will gain the line of sight of an eagle. So the Fortune Cura is like, I think, the turtle, right? So you will gain the line of sight of an eagle spirit after slaying the seagull in order to scout out the local jungle area. Okay. So that little owl we saw before is now going to be in the game. A name display has been added above the health bar for the Dark Slayer, Abyssal Dragon, Spirit Sentinel, Might Golem, and Sage Golem in Antares battlefield. So we have a name for those now that actually show. The 3v3 Flatland battlefield has been greatly optimized for faster gameplay and an overall more exciting experience. The positioning of the Brush and Regeneration Ruins in the casual 5v5 Abyss Canyon has been adjusted. So that's like a different mode that we don't normally play. The pace at which gold and EXP is accumulated in Antares battlefield, which is, you know, the main battlefield, as well as the attributes of the towers have been optimized for better integration in other regions worldwide. So attributes of the towers. Does that mean the towers got a buff? I'm not sure. I hope that means the towers are actually going to be a little bit more sturdy. That would be awesome. Because then you can actually adapt to certain situations where you need to rotate and save your tower. Because right now, it'd be impossible to save it. Guild improvements. You can now request a hero trial card from other members of the guild after joining. Players with a hero trial card will be able to gift it to the member requesting it. Okay, that's kind of cool. All members of a guild can increase the guild activity points by taking part in standard PvP matches or ranked matches after joining. The system will distribute the rewards to the members at 5 server time every Monday based on the total activity points the guild has earned that week. Alright. You're now able to send your combat history for a particular match to all members in the guild chat channel after joining the guild. And so on and so forth. Improved ranked matches. So the ranked co-op feature in ranked matches has been changed to ranked multiplayer and supports forming teams for ranked matches for 1 to 3 players. So you can actually have parties of 3 now for ranked. Got it. When those belonging to the losing team in a ranked match drop or play very poorly, the other members on that team who continue to play normally will receive additional brave points. That's cool. Depending on how when you lose, if you have really poor performing characters, which are, you know, represented by the number 2 point whatever. MVP is like usually like 12, 10 to 12. And then like the really poor players are like 1.7 or 2.5, you know, and contribution points. And that's kind of, I think, what they're talking about. A banned pick mode has been added for custom matches as well as diamond ranked matches or above. So custom matches, you have it, but diamond ranked matches, meaning I can't even get the freaking draft mode, but I'm close. I'm steadily approaching Platinum 3, so. Chat related, a new regional chat channel has been added so that players can join the chat rooms in any region they please. That's cool. The world chat channel will now display an icon representing the player's rank. Alright. Team related. You are now able to send a form team request from the form team interface to the world channel, regional channel, guild channel to make it easier to set up teams with other players. Other players will be able to join the team by clicking on this matches. So better, easy way to recruit teammates. I'm just trying to like skim through this. I don't want to read all of this. You're now able to select a reason for the invitation. So like, I guess like maybe like what mode you're doing. They already do that though, right? Quest system. So new player quest added. So new players can now receive designated heroes for every 3 battles they take part in, up to a maximum of 2 heroes every day. New players can receive designated heroes? Oh yeah, I think that's like, as you keep playing, they advertise that you can get up to like 14 heroes for free, I think. Skin system. So a skin awakening feature has been activated, will be activated soon. So only certain skins will have this feature. Players will be able to upgrade certain skins by completing designated quests or by collecting items. Not only will the skin's appearance change, that is badass, but recall and ability effects will also change with every upgrade. Holy shit, that's awesome, dude. So that's gonna be amazing. We're gonna have different level of skins of a certain series, and then you can look even more badass and show it off and be like, dude, this guy plays the skin a lot because he has it upgraded. That's gonna be amazing, dude. Oh my god, that's exciting. That is exciting. All right, other content. Added a live stream feature. At the moment, it is only available for Android phones capable of playing 60 frames a second. To ensure an excellent live stream experience, it will gradually become available for a wider range of phones as it is optimized. Optimize the in-game look for iPads for an improved perspective. A remaining battery power display has also been added in the main menu and battle screens. A map guide has been added where you can view current map info as well as recent changes for the mode selection page. Anyways, so there we are. That was the full updates, most of it. I skimmed over a couple of it, but you know, lots of changes. The most exciting thing for me, there's 2 of them, is the hero balance changes and obviously the skin system that's introduced. Gonna be so excited. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this very long video going over the update, and if you did like it, definitely leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'm really excited to see you guys come the EU launch with this new update, so it's gonna be awesome. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Later!
Nuclear launch detected.